What does the perfect local AI setup look like? Is it a huge rig costing tons of money that can process trillions of tokens, trillions of parameters? Is it something that is small, energy efficient? Is it something that is hyper intelligent? What if it's a little bit of all those, but in reality, none of those are what really makes the perfect local AI setup? It's time to make kind of a little bit of an evolutionary step up and start using and looking at what kind of outputs we can get and have that be a better basis for what we think about rigs, capabilities, systems. Since Qwen 3.627b has been out, and you'll notice like my velocity of videos slows down, like because I am sitting over here having an absolute riot time developing software, creating things, and enjoying what I'm making. And that is huge value to me. And I looked at this and I thought to myself, I'm using Qwen 3.627b. This is a 27 billion parameter model. Can fit in 24 gigabytes of VRAM in a Quant 4, all the way up to probably an FP16. I do run mine in an FP16 with 128K, and I do use VLLM for doing that, and I have my compaction points for Hermes set at 0.5. Like, these are some meta information points that maybe you can work around. There's great ways to get it running faster also with like Lucé's Deflash, and you can check all the links to that stuff in the description below. But definitely, focusing on the outputs has put me back into a driver's seat that I have not felt like I really was in as far as software development since like 2019. And I mean, really, it's been about that long since I was like really super active in working on software development, working with teams, great teams oftentimes, creating really complex things, making things happen. And it really was a great feeling to have that capability set and to be able to work through those kind of things and make functional software now without the insane expense that comes with those teams is something I definitely think you should be looking at. Now, let me also say, I don't think it has to be just software you're making with this. You can have it organize files, you can have it organize your calendar, you can have it organize your life, you can have it provide proactive suggestions, you can have it do analysis on things that is deep, and that is possibly one of the best things that you could do for a weekend project, which is my challenge to you. This weekend, don't chase numbers, don't chase benchmarks, chase doing something that actually creates something of value to you. I think we're going to see a lot more of that on this channel. I can definitely say that's one of the end state goals that I thought we were going to be able to get to a little bit sooner, but the agentic revolution kind of did take a long time to get here for local. It's been a little bit more rapid for people in the cloud. Definitely with OpenClaw, we saw kind of a jump step as far as capability enablement. My OpenClaw experience was a little bit rough around the edges with most of my local models. Hermes Agent changed that for me, and I have a feeling I know this because I just read the comments. It's changed it for a lot of people. And the ability to finally focus on, let's look at some use cases. Let's work through some software. Let's work through some just creative ideation. I mean, my wife's like, I can make like a little like animated booklet. And it's like things you never would think of. Just so awesome. And that empowerment of the software is really what makes the perfect local AI setup. The perfect local AI setup is something that you actually want to, every day, get behind and like, let's roll. Let's make something great. That is the perfect local AI setup. What GPU it is, what CPU it is, how much RAM it's got, how much VRAM it's got, what models behind it. All of that stuff kind of fades into the background when you're really in the zone and you're working on something good. I do think you definitely should, this is a good time for me to mention, beware of cognitive offload, and you can bet this channel is going to be talking a lot more about the psychological impacts of heavy LLM usage on individuals because it is real, and I've noticed it myself. And the ability to disconnect your brain in insanely dangerous ways is possible if you are not careful. And your ability to discern degrades insanely fast as a human. So definitely don't just put the driver's seat onto the LLM. You need to be in the driver's seat without a doubt. You need to definitely be also very, very active in the planning, in the execution, and the evaluation. I have got to give some huge shout outs to the people in the audience that recommended checking out Gitea. I'm now using that for my local Git service, and it is working absolutely fantastic. I mean, I had tried ForgeGo in the past, and traditionally I just had used Bitbucket and GitHub in the cloud. So, I mean, I was kind of used to that. ForgeGo was not exactly what I was after, and Gitea, while I understand there's some implications around some of their governance and stuff, it is a very easy to use system if you're familiar-ish with GitHub or Bitbucket. It really does, it just translates. The knowledge just translates. My local LLM's able to communicate with it, make Git pushes, and really starting there with your software projects is an excellent idea. So I would recommend that you, if you can, start there, because it will be able to go through history and you'll be able to roll back to specific commits if there is a problem with some software that pops up, something that is definitely bound to happen if you ideate a lot on your software projects. As well, don't think it just has to be used for software projects. You can use it for all sorts of things. You can use it for knowledge management quite effectively also if you are cataloging something that has chronological implications over time. I've been using it for that, and it is actually really good. Another thing I want to drop on you is I think there is something that you should be having your LLM produce for you at the end of every single session, and not come back and try to make it in a different session. You need to have it happen during that session. But I call it a communication flow log. And I have it omit almost all of the code and everything that is very verbose on the LLM side. And I have it create a markdown file for me of our entire conversation flow. And this has been tremendously helpful. It gets committed every single time we move through, and it has a commit log to it. So I can really backtrack what happened, the decision trees, what went wrong, or what went right. And that's been incredibly important to me to have made at the end of each session. If you come back and try to make it in a different session later, you're gonna have to roll back sessions and a bunch of other stuff that kind of gets a little bit convoluted. So trust me on this. A comflow.md is something you definitely want to have, and it's very easy for your LLM to create it. It will take some time to create it though. It does have to go through all your message history, and you need to instruct it to, on its side, summarize heavily, but not summarize heavily on your side. So while you might think the perfect local AI rig is XYZ, the local AI rig that's perfect is the one you're going to use and be happy with. And the capabilities for being happy are very, very approachable, with just 24 gigabytes of RAM being kind of their bar minimum requirements, from my perspective, to be insanely happy with the outputs. So real quick, what am I using? And I'll just talk really quick about that. I'm using 4 GPUs right now. I use two 4090s and two 3090s. Of course, this is off the 8 GPU rig that I built that powers like everything and has amazing capabilities. And you can learn more about that, of course, by checking the video that we've got in the history on that as well. While you're down there, take a chance, ring that bell, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and huge hat tip to all our channel members, all our Patreons, and all our Buy Me a Coffee people. I really do appreciate everything you do for the channel. So that is the rig, and I'm using, for my processing, just 2 of the 4090s and 2 of the 3090s, leaving a lot of GPU resources free. I do plan on having an augmented comfy UI that's running on a separate dedicated GPU and a separate LXC. That will give me some really great capabilities also. Of course, as I mentioned, I'm running the Hermes agent, and you can follow along with the very basic yet incredibly still relevant and accurate setup guide, because I give you very generic information that is still very relevant, still very accurate. I told you, have it help you, and literally it can help you. You have it help you read the docs, tell me about the different functions, let's explore it together. Those are the kind of prompts that can get you really upskilled in probably about 3 to 4 hours with a Hermes agent and take you from absolutely zero to pretty capable. What model? Of course, I mentioned it a couple times here. I'm using the Qwen 3.627B. This is from the Alibaba Group. It is an excellent model by all accounts. I like to run mine on VLLM in FP16 off the safe tensors. I have my context window set to 128K, and my compaction points for Hermes Agent are set to 0.5, just like the defaults, and it really works. And I mean, it will not stop working sometimes. It is literally that good. I do have an onboarding workflow that I've gone through, and it's good to give your agent a little bit of a persona so that it understands what it's after, how it's going to help you, and some of the strengths and weaknesses that it has. Definitely have it check out the model card for Qwen 3.6 if you're going to use that model, for instance, so it understands the Qwen family and the 3.6 and the capability sets and how awesome it really is. So this is really where I think we take a step forward as a channel also, and we're gonna look a lot more at what we can do with it side. So I hope that excites you, and I hope you enjoy the challenge. Let me know what you're planning to build in the comments below. And if you're looking to learn more about how to get up and running with Hermes Agent, you can follow the video that we've got here where I ran through all those steps for you. And if you're looking for more information on how to get up and running with a rig hardware questions in general, check out this playlist here.